Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator. And when we last left off, we arrived here, and then I said at the Best Buy that we would run up and pick up some grain to haul to Raton, or Raton. Not sure which is the correct pronunciation, but I've heard of Raton Canyon, so I believe that is connected, although my geography is a little bit off. But we have 6 hours. 6-hour journey. We should be able to make it on our sleep that we have now, so it shouldn't be too awful difficult here. But we'll just exit the yard here in Las Cruces, up and over the speed bump, and away we go. We don't have no stinking stop sign. Out we go. Don't want to cut that. Almost cut it too fine. But we are down and away. I don't think we need fuel, so we'll just go ahead and get out of the city and get on our way. So this will be, what is this, episode 3 of the New Mexico DLC, and thank you for tuning in to the first 2 episodes. It definitely feels good to be back in American Truck and doing what essentially started the channel full-time. My old stuff was okay. I did some Minecraft stuff back then, and I did a walking sort of simulator adventure game called Gone Home, which was on my channel and really well received. But the game I chose to begin what I would consider a full-time commitment to YouTube was American Truck, episode 1. I think it was to Bakersfield, if memory serves. Now, a few of you have been around since then, and you can remember. But that was February, almost 2 years ago, coming up on my 2-year, I wouldn't say full-time anniversary, because I still to this day have not been paid by YouTube. I haven't made a YouTube paycheck. You have to clear $100 in order to get your YouTube money. But I am almost there, which will be a momentous occasion. This is something I would like to do full-time, but of course, with a channel my size, it's not exactly practical. Up to 75 up here. Awesome. All right, Chewy, let's punch it. So we'll get on the freeway here. The near lane is open, and down we go. So we're heading up north to Raton. I'll just say Raton because I believe it's part of Raton Canyon. And that is near the Colorado border, if my geography serves, so we may be able to see some mountains, may be able to see some elevation changes. So getting out of this flat, sort of barren, low-level New Mexico and heading up to our increased altitude New Mexico. That almost looks like shipyards right there. I know it's not. It's probably like a big old service station, as indeed trucks are coming, and you're going to pull out right in front of me. I knew it. I knew it. All right, we'll slow down here. We'll let him get up to speed. Luckily, he's bobtailing, so he should be able to pick up speed here quickly, but we are going around. Excuse me, good Peterbilt, but we will be going around you, sir. Now, it's going to be a question on if this guy in the right lane gets up to speed as well. We're foot to the floor. I mean, 75, why not? Yeah, there's a good chance he can get up to 75, no problem. So we might have to fall in line, but we're still closing a bit. But we haven't been on this road before, so this is all entirely new. I'm glad we're heading to cities along ways that we haven't seen before. That way we can experience more of the map together. Out of the way, good sir. I'll be coming over shortly with my curtain trailer. Tell you, since I watched a Eddie Stobart series on YouTube, you know, being in the United States, I guess if I had BBC, I would be able to catch Eddie Stobart. But when I see curtain trailers, that's what I think of now, is the Eddie Stobart curtain trailers. And those guys, that is a fascinating watch. If you haven't watched an Eddie Stobart episode, I highly recommend it. especially if you're a fan of American Truck. It's almost like, you know, trucking simulator in real life with, you know, real people and the things that they have to put up with traffic-wise and deadline-wise and road construction-wise. You know, I'm sure every trucker can relate, but it's eye-opening coming from a game like this where you don't really see a whole lot of construction or detours or crashes that block an entire road, and you have to detour all around, you know, the continent to get to where you're going. Interstate 25. Got a storage lot down there. You can almost hear them screaming an auction, old Storage Wars style. All right, it looks like this Chevron truck up here may be slowing down this line, so I'll go ahead and get into the left lane. It's all about that plate racing skill that I've accrued over racing NASCAR. You sort of identify the line that's moving before it moves, if that makes any sense. Unfortunately, slipstreaming / drafting is not a thing in this game. You can't ride right behind a semi for, you know, a long period of time and save gas. So we're just going to be on the go fast pedal. All right, going downhill and a 65. So the engine brake should be kicking in momentarily. And this is a pretty high expanse. Is that it's like a dirt path. I got a GTA 5 feel right there going through, you know, that canyon area on the west of Los Santos. So it had to slow down just for that little dip, which is interesting. We shouldn't need to sleep, so I'll just go ahead and truck on through here. Past this GMC. We don't need a rest area, but there is an achievement that came with the New Mexico DLC that is visit all of the very large rest stations. So we may have to do that, but this is a large rest station indeed. Looks like I don't know if that was individual little cubby holes to sleep in or if it was more of like a big old gift shop and emporium for truck drivers. I know I mentioned it in a few episodes, but once it does get out to Iowa, the I-80 truck stop, which is like really impressive to see. I hope that's sort of represented in the game, just to have like this big expansive place. Maybe have like exclusive items that you can only get at the I-80 truck stop. That'd be pretty cool. All right, excuse me, Mr. Bus, coming on through. We'll be passing by Socorro, and we did that in the first episode, I believe. So we may get back onto roads that we have seen before, but then once we get up north and the mountains start coming into view, we'll definitely be in uncharted terrain. So Socorro is off to the right, passing through Albuquerque. I imagine we're going to be going over that big interchange that's in the heart of Albuquerque. And we'll just stay north. Oh, what is your problem, guy? Go on around, follow this Mustang through. So I can see that the truck was going to maybe let in the guy on the off-ramp, but you shouldn't have to do that. We have the right of way. All right, passing through Socorro on the backside. So even though we've been to Socorro, we haven't been on this interstate that sort of goes around it, which is interesting. Nice mountains over there to the left. That kind of reminds me of Vegas, the mountain range out there. All right, downhill. But once we pull into Raton, I'll see how many cities we have yet to visit. And I don't want to count the ones that we drive through, because while we did see a few cities, we haven't actually properly visited them because we just sort of drove through on the highway. So I'll try to pick up a delivery to each city along the way. All right, now we're getting back to charted territory. The highway is yellow here on I-25, and we'll be heading towards Albuquerque. And then we should stay straight north and head up there. We're good on fuel, good on sleep. 4 hours, I think. The sleep timer on the ride is like maybe a 10-hour scale. So we've got about 5 hours before we have to sleep. There's a button we can push to find out when our next rest stop will be, but it breaks the immersion. Passing the Rio Grande. over the Rio Grande. Awesome. Albuquerque and Rio Bravo Boulevard. So we are not getting off on Rio Bravo Boulevard. So I wonder, is Rio Bravo a big through street of Albuquerque? In fact, it might be the one that the Albuquerque International Airport is on, and it looks like that over there to the right looks to be the International Airport. Looks like a big drop off there. Oh, indeed. There you go. Planes over there, and there's an achievement to drop off at the very large aircraft, the AN. I think it's the 125. It's not the Antonov 225, the largest plane in the world. But the 125 ain't no slouch. They do things big in Russia. But yeah, passing on the back way through Albuquerque, we should be through here fairly quickly. That almost looked like a football stadium or something. Albuquerque does feel big, that is for sure. It does feel like a big city. And if memory serves, is Albuquerque... No, I don't believe Albuquerque is the capital. That's Santa Fe, is it not? Oh, it's been a while since I've been in 3rd grade. We learned all those state capitals, but something tells me Santa Fe is the capital of New Mexico. I remember that little star on my puzzle. That's where I learned all the state capitals, was from this United States puzzle. And all the states, well, most of the states were individual pieces. The states in the Northeast that were so small that, you know good and well, if they were part of a puzzle, they would just get lost, were sort of grouped together. You had the New England area. And then all the rest of them were legitimate puzzle pieces, and each one had the state capital on it. And I remember that little star on Santa Fe. I almost feel like we're on an episode of Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Oh, man. Oh, we need to be in the right lane? According to my GPS, we do. All right, we'll ease on over to the right lane then. Maybe the northern interchange is coming up here. And we haven't been on this stretch of highway before. Ooh. Nice big hills over there. KFCG 91.7 FM. The right lane is ending. How dare you tell me to get over to the right? Well, excuse me, Mr. Dump Truck. We're passing you on the right. Sorry. Cash loans on car titles. Do not ever take a car title loan. Oh, a county line. So we are in another county. Fascinating. More income from our drivers here. But every time I see one of those car title loans or some of those money on demand type places, I think of Western Sky. Oh, 55. Back her down, buddy. I think of that Native American loaning place, Western Sky. They can put $10,000 in your bank account in 24 hours. And if you're thinking, oh, wow, that sounds great, what's the catch? The catch is 760% on interest. 760%. I know I'm not a math scholar, but, you know, 760% on $10,000, is that like $700,000 that you end up paying back over the next 40 years or 35 years? I mean, it is just this astronomical number. And I'm sure it has its purpose, and I don't know, like, is there a, oh, nice Santa Fe train right there. Sweet. Are there sort of testimonies here? Oh, nice, punching by Santa Fe. I don't know if we're going through Santa Fe, and actually we haven't been there yet. All right, the GMC is picking up speed. We'll just go ahead and get on over. But are there testimonials from Western Sky users that said, you know, I was in debt for 35 years, but I finally got my loan payment paid off? Now, I'm sure, come on, Slowpoke Rodriguez. I'm sure there's people that have paid off that loan back. It's like, well, I just need $10,000 real quick. It's for like a business loan, and in the first month I'm going to get that money back and pay off my loan, you know. But those people that are forced to actually pay the monthly payments all the way through until the debt expires. That's just a travesty, man. So it does look like we're getting into the hilly region of New Mexico. And if I remember right, Raton is on the Colorado border. So we should be seeing the Rocky Mountains. And for the first time in this American Truck Sim playthrough, we can say I thought the Rocky Mountains would be a little bit rockier than this. I was thinking the same thing. And if you can finish that quote, more power to you. So the highway did split here. We'll have to come back down south from Raton to Albuquerque and Santa Fe in order to see this split of Interstate 25. But we can do that. We didn't even get credit for going by Santa Fe, so we do have to make our way back to Santa Fe at some point. So interesting trees here. Oh, the 84 junction, which will take you to Santa Rosa. Well, we are not going to Santa Rosa. We're continuing on north. So I guess we're going east. We're on east, and that is the south turnoff. But technically, we're heading up north. There probably is another interchange that we have to hit in order to get up to Raton. Oh, finally, we got someone passing on our left. We've just been cruising right along with no one really around us. There you go, buddy. A lot of yellow trucks coming from the other side. I have a feeling that New Mexico has a monopoly on yellow trucks. If you're going to drive through New Mexico, you better have a yellow truck. That just sort of seems like par for the course. All right, let's turn on our lights here. It is 6:30 in the evening. We've got an hour and a half to go, and I don't believe we need to sleep, so we may be able to catch a New Mexico sunset here, which I imagine is quite gorgeous. So gorgeous, in fact, we can call it George. So the rest area is in 2 miles, it says. You know, that's not 2 miles over there. Hello, Camaro. You're looking fine and fit. So where's our rest stop? Oh, here we go, 1 mile. There we go. Equal opportunity employers here. A rest stop for you and a rest stop for you. Now, I wonder how long SCS drove these roads before they put down their rest areas, or do they know pretty much after making this game about the range of a truck and the range of a driver, you know, and when they should put rest areas? I imagine when you make map after map after map and state after state, you're like, look, every 600 miles or so, put a rest area wherever that may fall. You know, you learn your game the more you make your game. Hello, GMC. Now this GMC in front of me, I was going to say isn't slowing down, but this guy on our left is. Hello, 162 Sierra Zulu Yankee. Can I get a 28 on 162 Sierra Zulu Yankee, New Mexico? Check of signal, lady. That reminds me of my GTA 5 LS PDFR playthrough. I tell you, I hadn't been motivated to play it since the whole mod crackdown. It's just not worth it. Not worth my time, I don't think. Now, if Rockstar came out and said, you know, we support the modders, and I mean they did. Don't get me wrong, they didn't outright say we don't appreciate modders as a whole, but in order to go after the essential mod that makes most mods possible, that's kind of underhanded. It's tongue-in-cheek. It's saying, yes, we support you, while, you know, ripping it out of the game, so I am none too impressed. Farmington, 64 West, we're going straight on through. Luckily, going to Raton will be as far this north as we possibly can, which means all the loads coming out of Raton will probably get us where we need to go. Let's get out from behind this GMC and get back up to 75, please. I thought that was a speed limit drop right there. I'm like, and of course, ATS is going to troll us. Oh, Raton is the next 2 exits. Interesting indeed, and we do have to exit. All right, let's see if we can slide in here. Excuse me, yellow truck. Once again, the stereotypical New Mexico yellow truck. There we go. Exit 450 into Raton. Now, I don't think a 75-mile-an-hour speed limit is going to work around this curve. We'll just keep it at 50. Yeah. 65, but it dropped the speed too late, in my opinion. It was going to, if you hit that at 75, you were going over, and it's like, but wait, the speed limit was 65. We tried to warn you. Crash. All right. Raton. Discovered. Looks like a really end of the road sort of town. We do have a cafe here, and we're supposed to be going 55, but I'm sightseeing. Oh, a CVS. Good on ya. Now, I like this sort of feel that the town itself has a pretty quick road to get through it, and then all the offshoots nearby. But we do need to make a right here. Can we time the light? Oh, man. We had to stop just a little bit. But we're following Mr. White Van here. All right. So where are we dropping off here, I wonder? Looks like straight ahead at BNSF. Oh, the rail yard. Of course. Now, this may be one of those tricky rail yard drop-offs, so I'm going to mind my P's and Q's and get set up here. All right, doesn't look like any traffic coming. Oh, it's that cheeky rail drop-off again. Nice heavy cargo to pick up. All right, let me see. Yep, there it is. Oh, you cheeky bugger. Well, I learned from last time. I'm just going to loop around here as much as I can, and then we will come at it from basically the entrance backwards. I'm not going to try to get it in right here. I'm not skipping parking, but I am going to give you a nice wide berth. All right, here we go. We essentially want the trailer to start pivoting around the corner as soon as possible. Something like that. Get those near tires right on those barrels as it comes around. Up. We sort of bumped it just a touch. That's why I wasn't going fast. There you go. Sort of straighten it out just a touch. All right. Have to come at it a little bit wider. I tell you, any truck driver that can do this on the first try has definitely paid their dues and understand their truck, their trailer, their turning radius. They're all stars indeed. There we go. Now we got it cutting right there on the inside. We'll keep pushing it on around as tight as we can. This frickin' reverse U-turn is nuts. But this is going a whole lot better than the last time I did this. The last time I did this, I was out of practice. I hadn't played American Truck in quite some time, so I forgot what I needed to do. Oh, come on now. So we need to pull over just a little bit so our front end doesn't scrape. Now, can we force it in like so? No, I think I'm going to drift out to the wall too much. I mean, we're getting lined up. But we may... No, we've got some room now. I'm not skipping the parking. I'm not giving up. I am parking this trailer. I think the only time I did not park a trailer was just to get an achievement of use like the quick drop-off, but every other trailer in American Truck that I have ever done. Oh, crap. Look, y'all. Your yard sucks. There we go. Now we got it. I tell you what, this is the bane of every trucker's existence, something like this. And it's not really worth a whole lot in the grand scheme of things to park this trailer here. As you can see when I decouple, how much experience we get for parking it ourselves. We did 410 miles, a lot of money, and 90. You know, I mean, that's still a good chunk considering how we're getting, you know, 1,047, but we get 960 or whatever, 950 without it. It may just be faster to park it, but I will not let this game beat me. But that is us in Raton, ladies and gentlemen. Nope, stop trying to back up. I tell you, this place hates me. But there we go, the FedEx trailer has been dropped off. It is almost time for us to go to bed. So I will fill up here in Raton, find a place to sleep. The job market may change, and it will change by the time we leave. But going out of Raton, we have, let's see, Clovis. If there's another one of those, that would be really fun. That will take us down here, and then all of this will be undiscovered, maybe. This part will definitely be undiscovered. This is probably stuff we've seen before. We have Socorro, which we've been to, Albuquerque, which we've been to, Tucumcari, which we haven't been to. So maybe Tucumcari, maybe Clovis. It all depends on when I sleep and when I wake up, what kind of jobs they're going to give me. But that's going to do it for me in this episode, ladies and gentlemen, of American Truck Simulator. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week for the next American Truck Simulator video. Take care.